Another live. Thanks for coming over to Jons Gold and Silver, the #1 investment channel on YouTube.
If you don't use your theoretical knowledge, apply it with 100%.
And I can't wait for 6 o'clock because that is when the gold and the silver market open up today. What is going to happen this week on silver? Are we going to hit 70, 71? Probably. Are we going to hit 100? No, that's going to take a couple more months. We're not going straight to 100. It'll take a couple of months at least, okay? So yes, today you can ask anything. Anything at all. Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, Shiba Inu, gold. So ask away today. Ask anything. Do you have any left in it? Nope. Greetings from Miami. Wow, I think that's where Will Smith lives. I don't know. But Miami, Florida. That's one of the best places in the world, dude. I wish I could fucking go live there. Yeah, I live in Miami. Dude, that'd be sick. The women, whew, everything. You know, I don't care about women right now. I'm trying to get rich. But, you know, when I get rich, I could go to Miami. You know? Dude. That'd be one of the sickest places to live in the whole world. There'd probably be, you could get flooding maybe in Florida, though. But as long as you're renting and you don't own, you know. If you own, it might destroy your home. I don't know. I'm not sure. But yeah, you guys can ask any kind of questions today about investing or working out, investing, weightlifting. And I am going to start my food. Got a lot of work to do today, so you got to eat big to get big. Eat big. So we're going to have some eggs. So, get this food cooking. Do you get to make crypto lists for your Patreon members? No. I gotta go to work right now. Either way, we still got time. We still got time. We still got at least a couple weeks before crypto goes crazy. Damn. I got 3 eggs. 3. That's not enough protein, guys. What am I going to do? Have you bought a lot of silver or gold yet? Yes. I've been buying silver since 1999. And lately, I've been loading up a lot more heavily since 2021. I've been kind of really heavy into it. But yeah, I've been buying a lot of silver, a lot of gold, platinum. I haven't bought as much platinum as I want because, you know, I wanted to get that 100-gram bar. I couldn't afford it, so I got a 50-gram bar. But now guess what? I really can't afford a 100-gram bar. So I should have bought it when I could have, you know. But instead I bought a 50-grammer. And I got some ounces, some 1-ounce bars and platinum and stuff. So I don't have nearly as much as I want, but nobody in the world does. You know, nobody in the whole world has as much gold as they want, as much platinum, silver as they want. If you have some, then you're going to want more. You know, if you're rich, you want to get richer. What's the one thing if you get rich? You want more money. Okay, like Donald Trump. Diddy party. I'm not going to the Diddy party, okay? I don't do that. Diddy is a very evil man. He's an evil genius. Guys, what do you got for me? What kind of questions you got today? Yeah, I didn't do the Patreon video. I've been having issues with the car transmission and getting all that sorted out. I haven't had the time. Plus, I work. I had to go to work yesterday. I was going to do the Patreon video yesterday, but they called me in. So I feel you on that for sure. It's the chain. No baby oil. Do you think the blacks should work 18-hour shifts? No. These guys are messed up, dude. You guys are messed up. Let's crack these eggs. What is the nature of reality? Well, the nature of reality stems from God. God is reality, you know? That's the nature of it. That's how reality originated. God brought reality into existence for us to see, you know? So reality originates from God. It's not Mother Nature. Oh, Mother Nature does all this. Mother Nature brought life. No, that's God. Mother Nature is a modern word for God, for the people that reject God. My grandpa taught me that when I was a kid. All these people saying Mother Nature. These are the evolutionists that always say that word. I think blacks need to work sun up to sundown. No disrespect. Yeah, no disrespect, but you know, everyone is equal, you know, and we should all work the same amount unless you want to work harder. I'm one of those people that wants to work harder. So, because I believe in wealth building, generational wealth. So I'm one of those guys. I'll be right there with them, just working my ass off, you know. Mother Nature is God's wife. No. It's just the way he grew up. Well, I understand you grew up that way, but you can change, you know. Sometimes the way you grow up is wrong. Your parents sometimes teach you the wrong way. Sometimes, a lot of you guys, your parents are stupid. You know, your parents are dumb. That's just the nature of reality. And it's good to sometimes separate yourself from your parents and your parents' beliefs. If your parents believe that, dude, I think they were probably members of the KKK. Okay? And you have no reason to be in that group. I bounced around from LA to New York. Now I'm in Texas. Wow. Good day to you all. Good day to you, yeah. Ask me some bodybuilding questions, guys. Come on. Ask me some muscle building questions. How did God exist before creation? We don't know. We don't know. We've never experienced the dimension that God is in, so I would have no way to explain that. It's just one of those things that the human mind can't comprehend. You know, we see 3 dimensions. We can comprehend 3 dimensions. We can't see where God's at. You know, this would be, humans would name that dimension something different if they ever discover it. That's what string theory is attempting to do, but it will never do. It can never discover God. So we don't know. I had that same question for my grandfather when I was 5 years old. I said, where did God come from? And he just said that, God's always existed and we can't explain it. And that answer didn't do it for me. But now I do understand that, humans are only capable of seeing in our current dimensional universe. The universe we have is pretty nice, but we cannot see everything that exists. Okay? We cannot see God in our universe. Humans are extremely limited. Okay? God did not give us the ability to see into heaven, which is another dimension, So, what are your predictions for the market? I think the markets are going to go way, way higher. Okay? I'm into cannabis stocks, gold and silver stocks. Okay? How long did it take you to get to this point in strength? I've always been about the same, I used to be really weak and then I started to lift and then I kind of hit a peak and then I just don't get any bigger unless I eat more. So I'm basically stuck where I'm at until I decide I want to eat a lot more, okay? The Jews give me an evil vibration vibe. Yes. What was your diet to get to have strength? High protein, low carb, high fat, oatmeal, eggs, steak, chicken, vegetables, stuff like that, olive oil. Yeah. So that's what I do. Good protein sources, complete proteins. But the key is to stop eating all of the junk. The candy bars, the dirty bulking, the cakes, the zebra cakes, Little Debbie's. The key is, you want to give up all the garbage. So, can you run 2 miles in 16 minutes? No, I don't train for that. If I train for that, sure. That's what my genetics is for. Long distance. I'm an ectomorph, so I'm very good at endurance. So I could do that, but I'd have to train for it. Right now, I don't know what I could do. 16 minutes, that seems like it's not that bad. I could probably do that or get close to it. The Jews can't look us. Ain't that right, brother? Can't look like us. Well, they just have a completely different set of beliefs and all that. And the Jews, the thing with them is they rejected Jesus. And in the book of Revelation, it is kind of anti-Semitic. The Bible is anti-Semitic. I hear a lot of people say that. Oh, the Jews say that. The Bible, yeah, you guys have a book that's anti-Semitic. Well, fuck yeah, we do. Fuck yeah. Because the Jews rejected Jesus and they tried to kill him. They forget that. You tried to kill Jesus, So, yes, of course the Bible is anti-Semitic. Of course the book of Revelation is against Jews. Of course it is. But that's another thing, okay? But yes, a lot of modern Jews are good people, okay? A lot of them do not have these hateful feelings for Jesus, and a lot of Jews are switching over to Christianity. This is a real phenomenon, okay? Do you wear a wig in the gym? No. The ones that have respect for others, yeah, they should say they enjoy life. It's not that bad. I'm at 18, can't stand. I'm proudly anti. Yes, me too. They look like us, like, I don't want to say this stuff, guy, dude. You're going to get me in trouble, okay? But yes, the Jews do reject Jesus, which is the biggest freaking mistake that any religion has ever made. The biggest mistake in the world. And they tried to stone him. And Jesus slipped away. I don't know if he used magic to slip away or what, but the Bible says he slipped away and he got away. So they couldn't stone him. The Jews. They look like us, like, look at his nose. Guys, you can't be talking bad about Jews, okay? It's not allowed on this channel. Brando, what about Asians? We can't be talking bad about Asians, okay? Jeez, guys, what are you doing? So ask bodybuilding questions. Bodybuilding questions. I think the Asians who work 18 hours a day are good. Well, that's okay. I'm not trying to talk about races, though. Like different, I mean, variations, you know. Even I use the word race. Isn't that funny? But what Ken Ham has taught us is that there is only one race. It's called Homo sapien. Okay? That you can't deny it. The whites, the blacks, the Indians, we're all the same race. But people, why do they use the word race? They say that like black people are a different race. No, we're all the same. Homo sapien sapien. But yes, the variations are extreme. You know, there's a lot of different varieties. And I think that's good. I think that's good that there's so many different varieties of humans. Well, for one, it's good for the gene pool. It's very good for the gene pool. You should actually mate with someone that's a different culture, a different variety, or a different race, if that's what you want to call it. That's the best person to mate with. Because when you mate with your same race, you actually get a lot of the genetic problems. You have the same, your kids will inherit the genetic problems of your race. But if you mate with a different race, then you have a wider gene pool. Okay, so yes, I'm glad there are other races, you know, and this is good. This is good. We should intermingle, intertwine with other races. We should marry other races, or varieties. That's what it really is. But yes, shave your head. Dude, you're silly. Shave your head, bro. I'm making some eggs. I gotta get big. The blacks need to be up when the rooster crows, in my opinion. Please don't say that. That's racist, okay? We don't want any racism on this channel. It's unacceptable behavior. It's completely unacceptable, guys. Okay? I just reported him. Okay, good, good. Report anyone who's a racist. We ain't into that, guys. Work 4:30 a.m. to 10 p.m. No pay. I don't know what these guys are even talking about on here, guys. They hijacked my stream. Quit hijacking my stream, guys. Green beans. We got green. Hoard silver and stockpile like a Jew. I'm trying to be open-minded. 9/11. Yeah, I know. I know who the real cause of 9/11 is. I get it, okay? You hoard silver. Yeah. I know they did it. Now, and they blamed it on the Taliban or whatever. They blamed it on the Taliban. But we know who did it. And these bad people, they will go to hell. You know, I have no doubt that they'll go to hell. Bando love taming and breeding white woman for sport. Hello, good sir. I had steak, eggs, fish, and grilled chicken for breakfast. What? Is that an appropriate diet for working out? No, that's not a well-balanced diet. That's just protein. What we learned from Mike Mentzer is that we should have a well-balanced diet, okay? It is the carbohydrates that give the bodybuilder his energy source and help his muscles stay full. The protein helps build the muscle, and the fat is very good for your cell membranes in your entire body. You got to have that fat. And you can also use the fat for energy too. All right, and fat is a very dense source of calories. So if you're having a hard time really bulking up, you could eat more fat. Absolutely. I would recommend that you do eat more fat. If you are having a hard time putting on weight. Hello, I had steak. Yeah, I get it. I'm trying to Mason is such a goof. Mason is a brown noser. Yes, he is. Yes. Mason, you got to cut that out. Cut that out. All right? Yeah. Don't be a brown noser, Mason. I'm kidding. But not really. I'm not kidding. So, yeah, I get to take the car in a little bit. I'll try to fucking call the guy back that I bought it from, and we're going to meet up, and he's going to see if his mechanic can do whatever to it to fix the transmission. I should be having more time for videos, but it's always something. Always something gets in the way of me making videos. Haven't developed an opinion on the Irish. I know they like to get drunk. I love that. No, alcohol is not good. Do not drink alcohol. That's why Mike Mentzer died at 50. Well, he died at 50 because he abused his body with steroids and amphetamines, and we don't know what else. He could have used painkillers. For all we know, Mike Mentzer could have been doing H. Okay? He was probably doing cocaine. So he died at 50, yes. If you abuse your body, yeah, he was a productive genius. Mike Mentzer was, his IQ was, well, he might not have been a genius, but his IQ was probably over 130, 135. He was one of the smartest bodybuilders who ever lived. And people that are that highly intelligent, they do sometimes have a hard time coping with life. Okay? And they always have some kind of vice to help them. He used to smoke so many cigarettes. And John Hart said it was disgusting when he trained John Hart, and John Hart said he was smoking cigarettes. He was sick, you know? So yeah, he died. He died way too early. And he took the Mr. Olympia too hard, you know? Obviously. And even Tom Platt said that one of the reasons Mike Mentzer died is because he took the 1980 Olympia and he carried that burden with him from when Arnold cheated. You know? But at least we had Mentzer for a little bit longer, you know? At least we had him till 50. Okay? Yeah. Dude. We had him till 50. That's a lot. That's good. That's really good. He left us a lot of books. He gave us what we need. Even if he was still alive, you know, he gave us enough. And I think we can be, as bodybuilders, and, you know, we can be thankful for that. People that aspire to achieve a better physique. I think Mike Mentzer won. I think he won in the end. I just hope he's not in hell. And that's a thing I have a hard time coping with, that. To believe that some of my idols, Mike Mentzer, he could be in hell. I have a hard time with that. But he might be. He probably is. He was an atheist. Sativa. Oh, I got sativa. Sativa. I got some indica too. Yeah. Sativa and indica. Mason just hasn't matured. I'm mad at him. I've always wondered what coke and steroids and music is all together. Folk music is like all together. Well, he knew how to party. He knew how to party. Who was your mentor in finances? Okay, well, my dad primarily. Growing up, my dad taught me about silver and gold. And he taught me about the dollar, and he taught me about how everything is made in China and was going to decline when I was a little kid, you know? And then I had other mentors as well, and then I started reading, you know, mentoring myself, if you will. I started reading a lot. I read every single book on finance at the library. Every single one. So, and then I ran into another guy in about 2022. He was a retired stock trader. He used to trade stocks professionally. And then he mentored me about stocks and options. And that lasted for about a year and a half, or two and a half years actually. So I learned a lot from him. But then we kind of went separate ways because we were both into our own investments. I was into the gold, he was into the technology and stuff like that, and we kind of broke ways, you know. But wish that didn't have to happen. He was watching us and asked him about health. Mason thinks everything revolves around him. I just noticed that he had lots of veggies, processed slop. But yeah, I try to eat a lot of vegetables. Green beans, broccoli. And protein shakes. Guys, please share this video. Help me pump up this channel, if you will. We got to pump it up, guys. This is the perfect food. It's a green superfood. You can see it's green. Green superfood. You got to have a green drink, okay? Mason seeks approval. John, please say his name so he'll relax. Broccoli has glucosinolates. Do not recommend. It is one of those foods that also has low oxalates. You know, I think broccoli is one of the best foods. Glucosinolates? Natural compounds of many pungent plants such as mustard, cabbage, horseradish. Natural chemicals. But I don't know. Yeah, it is true that a lot of these plants do have defense mechanisms in there. But humans, we have ways of dealing with a lot of these things so that we can absorb a lot of the nutrients in plants. And that's definitely a big excuse, you know. Broccoli is one of the best things for you. I've never had an issue with broccoli. They say kale is not good because of the oxalates, though. So I don't eat kale. But that's why we have ways of neutralizing free radicals in the body. Fiber literally physically blocks the absorption of nutrients. There's no way around that, bro. I don't think fiber blocks the absorption of nutrients. Fiber actually helps your body absorb more because it's going to clean out the intestinal walls so that more nutrients can get in through the wall and into the body. So I think fiber is really the best thing for nutrient absorption, since it'll clean out your intestines. But stick to any greens. Yeah, all greens are good. Potent at fighting cancer. Silva method. No. Protein, peanut butter, and almond butter. Yes. I like sunflower butter. Yeah, almond butter is good for you for sure. But I really like the sunflower. Sunflower butter is very, very tasty. I think it's the best tasting one. Opinion on fasting. I think that you should fast. You know, my recommendation for fasting would be once a month, fast for 2 to 4 days. 2 days is not going to help your body produce more stem cells. It's not going to clean away all the dead cells. You really got to go a few days, okay, to get that autophagy, you know, where your body kills all the dead cells and then it'll reuse the amino acids, you know, autophagy. So you really have to stop eating, I would say, for 3 days. Every month you should do like a 3-day fast, and this would be very, 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 very healthy for you. So what I recommend, especially for weightlifters, is after your last workout, slowly eat less. Cut back for 2 or 3 days, but keep getting protein after your last workout. So you want to be recovered from your last workout. And don't work out anymore. Okay? And after 3 or so days of recovering from your last workout, take 4 days off. Don't work out at all. And stop eating. And just drink water. That's what I would recommend. But if you did want to work out, you can work out fasted. You can do fasted cardio. You'll burn a massive quantity of fat. You can do hill sprints. If you do fasted hill sprints, think about this. When you're fasting, your growth hormone is already skyrocketing. And then if you do fasted hill sprints, your growth hormone will skyrocket even more. So you'll be burning massive amounts of fat. So yeah, just stop eating and do a couple, hill sprints and stuff like that. You can even do a few deadlifts when you're fasting. And your body will just get that much more efficient at breaking down all those dead cells and everything. And it'll help the autophagy process get even stronger, Because you do want to add stresses to your body. That's what makes your body release or activates all the longevity genes. Longevity genes, okay? When you stress your body, such as when you go under freezing cold water, it can activate these longevity genes, okay? And make you live longer. So, Mason, please stop. You must have been raised by your mother. Yes. Yes. Gotta get big, guys. Gotta get big. Vitamins. How do you feel about Roma people? Come on, guys, hit the like button. Hit the like button. We only have hardly any viewers on this video today. It is not doing well. Not doing well at all. Is that real gold? Yes. Yes, it's real gold. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to show off, yes. Check out this one. Those biceps are definitely AI. I got AI biceps. What types of meals are the most beneficial and cheapest? Yeah, I would say rice and chicken. I mean, it's a lot of the chicken, they freaking shoot needles into it as it's coming out. They shoot needles and inject stuff to it to make it last longer on the shelf. I mean, in eggs, they can't do that. They can vaccinate the chickens, but they can't shoot anything into the eggs directly. I really think eggs are the best. And I like beef. Yeah, I do like chicken, but I've been eating less chicken. Because you just never know what companies are shooting up stuff into it. It's messed up, dude. The chicken's coming down their conveyor belt. All these needles go and they shoot all this shit into it, you know? You got to get your chicken from a good source, okay? If you know, you got to know where it's coming from. But I would say the most beneficial meals for me, instant oatmeal, blueberries, and I put a scoop of powder in there, protein powder. So the instant oatmeal, blueberries, and powder, put a little bit of water, mix it all up. That's really one of the best meals. You get the protein, you get the carbs, you get everything. And then that's perfect for pre-workout. Perfect. So mix a scoop of protein powder with your oats. Also, yes, I like low carb, high protein meals. So have some, beef and veggies. Eggs and cauliflower, eggs and broccoli. Beef with asparagus. Sodium intake. I don't watch my sodium intake. I do eat salt. It'll help your body hold water. So it'll help that pump, a little bit more pump. But when you want to get cut, then you want to lower your sodium. Because a lot of that water will stay in that layer of skin, right under that layer of skin. So when you want to get really, really ripped, I would say probably reduce your sodium a little bit. But you want to have healthy sodium levels. Muscles don't mean anything. Well, to some they do. Some women like muscles. Some men like muscles. The stronger you are, generally the longer you're going to live. If you have larger, stronger thigh muscles, you should live longer. Longevity, okay? Yes, if you work out, if you have good muscles, typically you will live longer and, experience a better quality of life. But to say they don't mean anything, that seems like a comment an idiot would make, a comment a fool would make. Someone that put no thought into it. Oh, yeah, they don't mean anything. Someone who would say that muscles don't mean anything probably a man who doesn't have muscles. It's probably a man who's a beta male cuck, a weak simp, you know? Yeah. You need me to train you, bro. You simp. I'll train you, make you a beast. Why add rice? Literally just fiber and sugar. Well, the fiber is very good if it's brown rice. And if it's brown rice, it's more of a slow carb. White rice is more converts directly into sugar. Brown rice will convert into sugar, but it'll take longer. So, you know, I prefer brown rice. And yes, you do need that fiber to clean out your intestinal walls. The cleaner your intestines are, the more food you can absorb into your muscle. And you know, that fiber, a lot of people have mucus inside their intestine. For real, black mucus. Slimy. I'm not lying to you. So that's why you have to get a lot of fiber in your diet. It helps get all that mucus out. You got to eat a lot of vegetables, okay? So, eggs are good. What's your opinion on sodium? Yeah, I don't know. Bro, want to be a scrap. Don't be mean to him, guys. Jeff wants to be noticed. Everyone say, what's up, Jeff? Is plant-based protein good? Yeah. Peas have a lot of essential amino acids, so it's got to be a complete protein, so you got to see what amino acids are in there. Like, usually you have a mixture. You'll mix, like, brown rice and pea protein. When you combine them, you get every essential amino acid, you know? But I heard peas actually have, like, every essential amino acid. They make a lot of protein out of peas. Pea protein powder, you know? Yeah. This is plant-based. I take a plant-based powder, yeah. I do not eat whey protein, okay? I do not eat milk protein. Not healthy. What you think about crypto? You know, I'm a gold guy, a silver guy. I don't like crypto, but I invest in it just because I want to make money. I really don't like crypto at all. But if I had to pick, you know, I do like Internet Computer, Shiba Inu, Pepe, Bonk, Scale, Ronin, Pluton. So I don't like crypto, but I invest in it because I'm trying to get rich. Okay? I think it's stupid, a digital stupid asset. I'd rather have real gold, you know. Crypto's dumb, but I want to make $1 million from it. So and here, this is what I prefer. This is better than crypto. Silver. That's real silver. Your diet, Zendman, that's irrelevant to where my arguments are. Man, these people are fighting in my comments. Ketones replace butyrate in the breakdown of fat. I don't know. I've done keto, and for me, it works great. Whenever I do keto, I get extremely ripped, extremely cut, and I have a very aesthetic physique. So, I'm not saying anything bad about keto. I love it. Plus, if you do keto, most likely you're going to be eating less calories. Most likely. And that means you're going to live longer. The less you eat, the longer you live. Keto diet eliminates all carbs, all sugars. So what's left? A little bit of protein and some vegetables and fats. How are you going to stuff your face with so many calories of that stuff? No. People only stuff their face with sugar that's super addictive. If you're eating a keto diet, that will take away your addiction to food. Your food addiction stems from all the sugar, okay? Keto can work miracles for a lot of people. All right? India started taking silver. Now I am 450 ounces. Tell me something about silver squeeze. What do you think? How long does it take to hit 3 digits? We could hit $100 silver next year. I'm thinking $100 next 2026, $100 silver. Yeah. That's what I think. I think we're going to hit 90 to 100. All right. All right, guys. I got to go. Thanks for watching. I appreciate all you guys. You guys are the best. All right. I'll see you soon. All right.